All right, I have a bit of a different kind of idea this afternoon. Good afternoon, by the way. Nothing is pre-prepared, but I'll tell you exactly what the idea was in my head. My idea was your friends and people who are not your friends, or people that don't like you. I mean, now when I was a little kid, and I mean maybe 7 years old, or so around there, I watched the Simpsons episode. And I still remember, I believe it was Montgomery Burns, who was the billionaire owner of the nuclear power plant in Springfield in The Simpsons. He said something that is a saying that people hear, and he called it, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. And to this day, I remember that. Yeah, it wasn't, that's the first time I heard it, but that is a saying. It goes a long way. And you know what? I haven't prepared anything beyond that, but I want to break that saying down. So keep your friends close. So he didn't choose opposites. He didn't say keep a distance from your friends and be close with your enemies. That's not what he said. He said keep your friends close, meaning that you should have a close relationship with your friends. But typically we think keep your friends close and keep your enemies further away, but his whole idea is to keep your enemies even closer to you. Now, I gotta tell you now, with me in this idea, to use myself as an example, I don't really know what an enemy and a friend is, to really be honest. I mean, to me, it's just, it's two different words, but they don't exactly mean what people think they mean. I hear the word friends and I don't really understand that. What does that mean? What does friends mean? You know what I mean? Are these people that I have an understanding with? Are these people that I can relate to? But more than anything, friends is for socializing. You know what I mean? You socialize with friends, and you even when you go to different social gatherings or parties or meetings, you're kind of representing your friends when you go there. You know what I mean? You go to a meeting, a business meeting, or you go to a party, and even if your friends didn't come with you, you're still kind of representing your friends. You know what I mean? And I think about that. I think that's a good idea. You keep your friends close, not super close, that you guys are like inseparable. Like I'm not the type of person to become inseparable with somebody. You know what I mean? So I understand it's not to the point of being inseparable, but it's close enough that you have some kind of relationship, meaning that, they know what you're going through, you know what they're going through, they have an idea of what you're doing, you have an idea of what they're doing, and you may not hang out all that, you may only hang out once in a while, but even when you're not hanging out, you take a piece of whatever you took, like when you were hanging out with them, you take a piece of that, and wherever you go, you take that with you, right? Now, I'm not going to go in any other further detail or explanation. I'm just going to go right to the enemy thing. Now, again, I don't know what that word enemy means. You know what I mean? What does enemy mean? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't really make sense to me. Is it an opponent? Is it somebody that despises you? Is that somebody that's trying to engage in some kind of war game with you? You know what I mean? What exactly is enemy? Because, I might actually get some use out of my enemy. You know what I mean? And I'm serious about that. Even on a global scale, countries will war other countries to look for some kind of personal gain. You know what I mean? And then, and typically in war, you claim somebody is the enemy. Oh, this is our enemy. We have to destroy them. We have to win. We have to conquer. We have to profit. Most importantly, we have to profit out of war. I think that's what they mean when your enemy should be closer, because without your enemies, it's hard to grow. You know what I mean? Like, your friends can encourage you. You can have a good time with them. You can enjoy spending time with them. You can enjoy having a relationship with your friends. But typically friends don't push each other. They don't exactly push each other and go, hey you gotta stop this shit. You're pissing me off. Or hey, your business game is weak. Your money game is weak. I'll destroy you in the money game. Your friends won't say stuff like that. So you're not, and that's what I think that saying meant, was that your enemies will actually help you profit. Your friends may not help you profit. I sometimes I just don't even know what to say. There's some people who are not friends or enemies. They're just idiots. It's like the village idiot walking around. Doesn't shut the hell up. You call him a pussy. You punk his shit. You make him feel like a bitch. And he still walks around with this fucking yapping shit. You know what I mean? He's walking around yapping like a little idiot. Like a villager. You can have a girl take his place with a strap on as a dick for herself, and she's still yapping like she doesn't want to shut the fuck up, That shit gets annoying. Anyways, let's get back to it. So, we're not talking about those. We're not talking about neutrals or crazy people or village idiots or rats or snakes. We're talking about enemies here. Now, to be very honest, a rat or snake could not be enemy to a croc, to be very honest. They cannot enemy a croc. A croc needs a strong person or a strong creature to profit off of. So as an enemy, doesn't necessarily, like, for example, a lion can be an enemy to a croc. Crocs and lions do actually get into squabbles and fights. And crocs and sharks get into fights. Sorry, crocs and sharks and crocs and lions do get into fights, but they may get into a squabble with a snake or a rat. You know what I mean? A big rat is because rats swim all at the same time. Our big rat's swimming and you might swim by the croc and just kind of scare them or something. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the snake, and I have that video. There's a video of 2 parts. The first is a python, then it's a king snake, and the crocodile is initially he's bothered because a python tries to bite him where his crotch is. And he snaps at him, he bites him, and the python runs away. Then there's an incident with the king snake, and he kind of gives it to him a little bit more. He really chomps on him, almost like he's gonna eat him. He's like, and one like that, chewing on him and spitting him out. So those are nice, but crocs do benefit. I mean, a croc benefits from fighting another croc. You know what I mean? That's hunting territory. That's dibs on who's gonna get to hunt what. Who's going to get first pick on hunts? Who's going to get dibs on hunt? That's between the crocs. So crocs will fight other crocs. It happens rarely, but it does happen where they're trying to prove who's going to, trying to decide who's going to be the king croc, who's going to get first dibs, who's going to get second dibs, and so on and so forth. The mammals that crocs hunt, they typically want zebras. They want delicious, big mammals with nice meat, wildebeest, you name it. I mean, big mammals. That's what they want. They want a big hunt where they can eat. Now, this is really their enemies. And the lions are also the crocs' enemies. Reason being, and this is the truth. If the croc was just eating sea creatures and fish, and biting snakes and rats, the lion wouldn't care. The reason they have a beef is because crocs like to eat zebras and wildebeest, and so do lions. That's what the beef is about. Anyways, I'm done. That was my analysis and understanding of the quote that I gave in the beginning. Good afternoon again, and I'm done.